morning, everyone. It's Robert from On My Turntable. Hoping you had a great morning this morning. It is Friday morning. As always, a coffee kind of morning. Cheers, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Today I'm going to talk about an amazing band, a hidden gem of mine, Iron Butterfly. This is from the box set, but I also have some vinyl I'm going to talk about as well. And I'm going to be ranking their studio albums, again, from this box set and from the vinyl that I have. This is a 6 CD set released in 2020. If you want to get to know Iron Butterfly, this is the anthology to get. Great American rock band formed in San Diego, California in late 60s, 1966, right in that psychedelic era. Known for their, of course, for their big hit, 1968's In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. That big dramatic sound, that keyboard sound, that heavy thump, 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 and just that slow grinding riff, and those vocals of Doug Ingle. Believe it or not, one of their harder sounding songs. They weren't a heavy metal band or a hard rock band that everyone thinks they should be based on that song. They were a great band, believe it or not. They were fantastic, melodic, experimental, psychedelic, but they weren't all that hard and heavy, as most people think they were based on In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. They had a ton of lineup changes over their short album career. They only released 6 studio albums between 1968 and 1975. They had 5 live albums, 4 compilation albums, a ton of singles, and again, this great box set released in 2020. I have 4 out of their 6 studio albums, and I also have 2 live albums, so I'll be compensating the 2 albums that I don't have with the live releases. 2 later albums released in the 70s, late 70s, 1975 or so. So I'll automatically rank those 2 final albums at number 6 and number 5. I'll still talk about them a little bit, and they are on my list to get. So at number 6, Sun and Steel. Here's a photo of it here. The 6th and final album by the band, 1975 release. Tons of different styles on this one. Unlike their previous releases, I've heard both good and bad about this one. Attempt to kind of form and reshape their psychedelic and classic rock sound to more of a 70s hard rock sound, more arena rock sound. Some people don't like that. Other people said it was their best album so far. If you weren't a fan of that heavy soul of their earlier albums, then Sun and Steel may be the one to go to. So who knows? I don't have it. I've never heard it. At number 5, Scorching Beauty. Here's another photo here. The 5th album by the band, 4 years after their original breakup. Only one consistent member in both the previous album, Sun and Steel and Scorching Beauty, is drummer Ron Bushy. Again, more lineup changes. You got Eric Braun on Phil Kramer and Howard Reitz. There's some glimpses of glam on this one, some progressive rock. Again, that harder rocking sound from the 70s on this one, unlike the familiar 60s sound that was on there. But again, they're on my list of albums to get, but I don't have them. But I do want to, just before I continue the ranking, I do have a live album. This from the box set. This is Fillmore East 1968. This is a different album cover. This is the original album cover. This one recorded in 1968, released in 2011. At Fillmore East in New York. The album features songs from their first album, Heavy, 3 songs from In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, and from Ball, her favorite style. Again, with a different cover. But just listen to some of the bands listed on here. You've got Traffic, Blue Cheer, Iron Butterfly, Jefferson Airplane, The Crazy World of Arthur Brown, Jimi Hendrix Experience, The Joshua Light Show, Bill Graham's Fillmore East, Butterfly Blues Band, Charles Lloyd Quartet, Mothers of Invention, James Cotton Blues Band, Traffic, Blue Cheer, along with Iron Butterfly, Jefferson Airplane, The Crazy World of Arthur Brown. I mean, it's just fantastic, these group of musicians that played together at the time. This is a great live album. Of course, you've got different versions of In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida on here, being their staple song on their concerts. But there's the lineup change there, lineup of the songs there. And a great live album that I also have on vinyl. Okay, this is Iron Butterfly Live. This is their first live album, 1970 release. It's a great album. This is the last to feature their classic lineup of Eric Braun on guitar, Doug Ingle on organs and lead vocals, that heavy organ sound, Lee Dorman on bass and backing vocals, and Ron Bushy on drums. Only album not to feature more than one lead vocalist. Commercial hit on this one. I love the cover. Very psychedelic looking on both the vinyl and the CD. On the Atco label. Yeah, happy to have it. Some great tracks on there. In the Time of Our Lives, Filled with Fear, Soul Experience, You Can't Win, Are You Happy? And of course, side 2 is all In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. Fantastic stuff. So getting back to the ranking, at number 4, again from the box set and from vinyl, you got their debut album, Heavy, 1968 release. 2 singles off of this one, Unconscious Power and Possession, 2 great tracks. They're still trying to figure things out. Maybe the writing wasn't as strong as their later albums, but musically it sounds great. Again, you got Possession, Unconscious Power, Get Out of My Life, Woman, great tracks. Gentle as it seems, Gentle as It May Seem, You Can't Win, So Low, Look for the Sun, Fields of Sun, Stamped Ideas, and Iron Butterfly Theme. Fantastic. There's the back cover there. Again on the Atco label. Great album. Great album. At number 3, you've got probably their most commercially successful album. Again on CD and on vinyl, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. On that Atco label. A massive commercial success. 1968 release. 17-minute side B of In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. Gold and platinum all through the US and Canada. Voted number 783 in Colin Larkin's all-time top 1,000 albums. On side 1 you got Most Anything You Want, Flowers and Beads, My Mirage, Termination, Are You Happy? Just from start to finish, side 1 is fantastic. And of course on side 2 you got that classic, overplayed by the way, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. But still not my favorite album. Fantastic though. These top 3 could go either way. They could go either way from top to number 3. At number 2, you got their third album, Ball. 1969 release. Different than In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. More of an acid rock sound that was on In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida to more of a melodic sound on Ball. There's some great heavy tracks on here though. In the Time of Our Lives, It Must Be Love. Number 3 in the charts. Number 4 in Canada. You got Soul Experience, In the Crowds. Cool music tones, dark lyrics in the Time of Our Lives. It Must Be Love, another great track on this one. You got Eric Braun on guitars, backing vocals, co-lead vocals on Real Fright. Lead vocals on Belle de Beast, again, 2 fine tracks. Doug Ingle on organs and lead vocals on every track except for Belle de Beast. You got Lee Dorman on bass, Ron Bushy on drums, of course. There's the back cover. Fine, fine, fine album. Excuse me for a second. And at number 1, my favorite, Metamorphosis. Again on the CD or the vinyl. Sorry for the glare. On that Atco label. The 4th album by the band. 1970 release. Big in the U.S. charts. Larry Reinhardt joined Iron Butterfly on this one. The last album to feature Doug Ingle on this one as well. An album that attempted to evolve, and great production on this one. Very bluesy. It rocks. Stone Believer is one of my favorite tracks on this one. Compared to Ball, their previous album, it's much more of a rockin' sound. Again, bluesy. You got Easy Rider, Let the Wind Pay the Way. It's a great track, as well as Soldiers in Our Town and Easy Rider. It's a successful, it's a solid psych blues album. It still holds up today. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. So there you have it, guys. There's my look at Iron Butterfly and the studio rankings of their 6 albums. Let me know in the comments below what you think of these albums, if you're familiar with them. And have yourself a great rest of the day. Love you all. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye now.